Greetings and salutations everyone. Welcome back to more Divinity Original Sin 2. Previously we saved my Meister Siva, as well as a chicken egg for Peeper. And we also just got right outside of Driftwood. In this episode we're going to go straight into Driftwood and tackle any objectives we can do. Once the game loads, it's taking a bit. Any second now, God. It's a brand new day since I recorded. I figured just to take a break while I could. But some stuff in Driftwood is pretty interesting.
This town looks peaceful enough. Let's find out if it looks deceived.
I'm alright, as long as I don't think about
I already did the thing.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Yeah, those two characters there, Bree and Laird, they're gonna constantly have the same exchange for the rest of Driftwood.
My word, but you do look exhausted. Have at it. Got yourself situated.
But we have some new stuff on sale, which we'll need to get all sorted.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Sell that. We will sell... Oh. Yeah, if you put stuff in here and swap to another character, it will just take their things to sell it. So we're just going to sell the stuff we got.
as long as I don't think about it too much.
Just anything I don't need. Draw specific items I do want to get. Right now it has some cool skills. There you go. Daisy and Bolt, pretty good skill for those set. Basically, hit an enemy with a bolt of lightning from above. It's pretty good. I might get it. Same shock dice? Yeah, let's get it. We've seen Uncanny Evasion, we've seen Fatal Wind, we've seen Electric Discharge. Never swap. Absolutely brilliant skill. Just pick two companions or enemies. You can pick two entities pretty much, and just swap them.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Let's see, Precious Spike.
I'm alright, as long as I don't
Yeah, sometimes you can get clouded surfaces which are just airborne.
Among friends. Never forget it.
There's no real reason to have Precious Spike. It turns them into puddles. It's okay. No real reason though. Shocking Touch we've seen. Teleportation I have, so we know what it does. Geomancer and
Keeping it together, Bree.
well, Geomancer, Polymorph, and Pyrokinetic all get a summon right here, but the Geomancer and Pyrokinetic won't require a source point. Hungry Flower. It has some pretty good stuff on it. It's mostly a poison enemy with a couple of earth skills. I might get it later on if need be. If you want, you can give characters you want summons. I don't really see a point. Honestly, in my first playthrough, I know I had the Red Prince with Hungry Flower, but he rarely used it. He kind of used it if he had no other skills to use. Contamination will release a poison wave, so AoE poison damage. If everyone on the team was undead, would be good, but me and Fane are the only ones that are undead. And in fact, if you don't play with a custom character and just start with legacy characters, only Fane is undead, so he'll only benefit from it. Earthquake. If an enemy has no physical armor,
Never forget.
they immediately get knocked down. But it hits any enemies in a huge area around you. Really good. I'm not going to get it because personally I don't think I'll need it yet. Poison Dart. Just poison skill, pretty much. Target an entity, poison it. It's pretty good. Poison Wave. Did I not already go with Poison Wave? No. Okay, Contamination, Poison Wave are just two different versions of the same skill. So reactive armor is okay. Does damage based on your physical armor. You don't need it though. Impalement, Worm Tremor we've seen. Pierce Mind you know of. The Fire Slug is pretty good. It's all about leaving fire everywhere. So if you want to create a bunch of fire surfaces, go right ahead. Honestly, I would say combine a Geomancer with Pyrokinetic, and instead of giving him a Hungry Flower, give him a Fire Slug.
alright, as
They can place oil everywhere and then just cause a mass, like a mass wildfire pretty much. Fire Whip is sort of like the, well, it's a Fire Whip. It's like Tentacle Lash, but it doesn't set activate.
Over here than
But it leaves people blind and burning, which is handy. Fireball, we've seen Syrian daggers. It's like icicle lance, but well, it's literally icicle lance, but fire. Flaming tongues. If enemies go near, they'll take fire damage. It's okay. It's just that unless an enemy really dies on fire, there's no real reason. There's a better way to get flaming tongues later on. In fact, there's a skill book in the game for it. We've seen haste, ignition, set enemy characters around on fire, which is okay. It also ignites all the stuff, so if you really don't want to use the source point for fire slug, you can use 1 point to just set oil on fire around you. So yeah, fire slug has kind of been mitigated. Laser ray. The fire slug actually gets this. It's literally what it is. A laser ray. Straight line of fire. Spontaneous combustion. Deal fire damage to your target if they're affected with burning or necrofire. Remove your status and deal splash damage essentially.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Supernova makes you explode dealing fire damage, which is okay. It's just you have access to the other skill,
Never forget.
to ignition. So why do damage for that? Bullhorns we know, Chameleon Cloak we know of now. Oily Blob. Yeah, you can have a polymorph combined with a pyrokinetic to leave oil everywhere, because the Oily Blob is a summon that will leave oil wherever it moves and it can turn it into oil. Similar to the corpse, except it doesn't do damage when it turns to oil. Unless it's like just right next to fire, but the Oily Blob dies super easily. Medusa Head. If an enemy has no physical armor and they're near you, they're just petrified.
Together, Bree.
It's really overpowered.
I'm alright, as long as I don't think
Skin Grab to set all cooldowns to be burning, necrofire, poison,
You're
bleeding.
safe among friends.
Honestly, I would say maybe use this with a Scoundrel for a pretty cool setup where you can get Adrenaline back and then use it again. Essentially make it so you'll guarantee you take out someone's armor. Spider Legs, you can leave spider web on the ground to slows down stuff. That's alright. Heart of Steel we've seen. Terrain Transmutation, not really good. You swap 2 surfaces or clouds, there's no point. I'll be real with you, there's literally no point to it. Unless you really want to swap fire with oil to make new fire somewhere. Tentacle Ash we know of, and Spread Your Wings, it allows polymorphs to fly.
Keeping it together.
We're not going to worry about that. And there are other skills around here, but I'm going to need to get money for that.
You're safe.
So we're going to wait before we even look at
Never
them.
forget it.
We're going to have to learn some of those skills. And we did learn from the guards that there is someone out here we want to talk to, being this fella, Waymond.
Go on, you mute sacks of flesh. Put your backs into it. I'll not lose another day to the tide. The Lord Dread awaits. Its sails billow with Dallas's breath. I'll...
The Magister stops, barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you, the wolf eyeing the deer.
Oh, but yours is not a stink like the one that surrounds us, spat from a dying sea. Yours is a scent that invites a question. Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Your body swinging like a bell's clapper as your bones are being broken with cast iron rods? Ah, you've met with what's left of Siva, have you? I'm so very glad you're familiar with my work.
He licks his lips. Dry flesh turns wet.
See, I'd like to string you up too. Rack you with rods and leave you dangling over a puddle of your own blood and piss.
His sliver of a smile could rival a rattler's.
I'm very good at what I do, see? I don't even need a sauce hound yapping at my side. There was a whiff of something in the air when you approached. A current of filth, that is to say, sauce. Best convince me I was mistaken.
Yeah, I would have strength to do that. I thought I was going to fail.
He leans in closer and sniffs the air once more.
Interesting. So I was mistaken. Must have been ambition I smelt on you, not the magic that dare not speak its name.
How much do I have? So you only need 13 strength. I guess I did have enough.
Very well. In that case, we'll forego the gallows and turn straight to the hunt. The very definition of your order's existence. Seems peaceful here, doesn't it? A quiet day in a quiet town. One wouldn't think these drifting woods toss on dwarf-troubled waters, but they do. I'm quite capable, but as you can see, I'm also preparing to set sail. And who will deal with them when I'm gone? Consider for a moment the dwarf. What is he? A mule? A beast of burden? But some defy that role. There are rats among them, dancing to their rat queen's tune. I've need of a rat catcher. Did I give you the illusion you have a choice? How absurd. I must depart post-haste, but Julian here will stay behind and be a good little parrot. Ask and he will answer.
Stay behind? But I've my orders. Same as you. Dallas.
Like I said, Julian is staying. And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. How about we part shaking hands instead of stringing them up?
There's a moment of fleeting suspicion as his glove closes around the bones of your hand, but only a moment. He grins darkly.
How very heartwarming. One last thing. The Magisters here are diligent men and women. A stranger like you may run into troubles with them. Should this happen, just wave this piece of parchment in their eager little faces. My signature will placate them without fail, I assure you. Adieu and good luck. The Lord Dread awaits. The use of the gallows I pass on to you. The time has come, my son.
Yeah, we are forced with a quest.
We set sail. Get on board and man your stations.
But I didn't think I was going to pass the persuasion check with strength. I could use memory. But I was honestly hoping he would just end up fighting me.
Left behind like a dog. Bah. 7 curses upon that ship.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robes, none the worse for wear, apparently, from the blast of magic that knocked him off his feet.
You, the supposed source hunter. I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. Your meddling in Magister affairs had better be worth it. Yes, I am very much aware. Wasn't my damned head that hit the floor back there. Now answer me. Did you meet with a Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning to worry something might have gone wrong. By the Bishop's bones, you saw it. Out with it, man. What happened? Void woken. That means source was used. Which means some third party must have attacked first. And I've a fair idea who that might have been. Raymond, that old goat. Always suspected there's more to the Driftwood Dwarves than meets the eye. Hate to admit it, but I think he may be right. Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ships sinking, weapons disappearing, and as you've seen, a caravan attacked and destroyed. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove. There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out of his hideout beneath the Black Bull Tavern. I suspect this man of being a spy for his queen.
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he's up to. Where I really want you to ferret around is Reaper's Bluffs, to the west of Driftwood.
It's wild territory, remote and hostile, where I believe the dwarves may have set up a base of operations away from prying eyes. Should you find any such place, and better yet, proof that Lohar is working on behalf of Queen Justinia, you will be handsomely rewarded, I assure you. They've always been snakes in the grass. Cheap labour, sure, and hard workers too. Half of them are their queen's spies. Her eyes, her ears, her poison-pouring hands. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategist to boot.
I think if you were a dwarf though, you would have been attacked.
Go.
But we'll take our leave. And we have Rise of the Dwarves, which
Keeping it together, Reed.
we can't really do yet. We're going to explore this area. There's a ton of quests to get. Basically, we're going to try and level up because the area that he wants to go to for the dwarves is too high level for us. But I believe there's a quest in here, if I am correct. There's this guy.
The Magister startles, realizing there's a stranger in his midst.
Ah, there we go, Blank Necromancy Skill Book. If you get a Necromancy scroll, you can combine it with the book to just create a skill book. Pretty handy. So like if I had a Decayed Touch scroll, I could just make the skill book.
What do you want, Elf? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Magisters missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. I didn't ask for your opinion, Savage. I asked why you're here. Now answer me. People are missing out there. Sworn Magisters. Keep your jest to yourself. You've no decency at all, have you? Or how about gold? Do you care about that? There's a reward for putting an end to this mess. Maybe you can succeed where Barwill and her comrades are failing. Good. Keep me informed if you find anything. Otherwise, keep out of my sight. Well, do you know anything? Stop wasting my...
Yeah, we get 4 worth a quest we have no information about. Basically, we have to find whoever murdered a ton of people. And let's see. There is a locked chest there. We cannot open it, unfortunately. I think our next level up there will give us the pointer we need. But this guy right here, Garvan, he has a special achievement where you have to give him a poisoned fish pie or poisoned stew.
Her munificence Dallis the Hammer, Scourge of the Voidwoken and Saviour of the Sorcerers, upon the advice of her most sage council, in her capacity as the titular head of our beloved Lucian's divine order, hereby layeth bounty upon the fell sorcerer murderers of Alexander, Bishop Divine. She, or he, or it, who slayeth said sorcerers, or other sorcerers, with malice or without, may count upon the hammer's most benign and just benevolence. The deaths of the evil ones shall be rewarded in this life and the next. Hail to the hammer, 7 times blessed.
Oh, heaven's occupied! Oh, unholy hells!
We're gonna take our leave, talk to
The
everyone else.
poster flutters lightly in the breeze.
It proved to be child's play to outwit her. No doubt it'll be child's play to cut her down.
Well, well, it seems that everybody desires a piece of me, as you mortals say. How irritating.
No news here. Everyone wants a piece of me.
Looks like we're...
Occupied! Oh, unholy hells! Leave me be, demon! It's what I get. Bloody tainted stew! Makes a little, fish into some of my stew. Bloody mackerel must have been tainted. Save me, Lucian! Why the devil is this?
Now we have a recipe for tainted stew. If you give tainted stew to Garvan, it's an achievement.
Us, finally. Your colleague over there is absolutely useless. I'll have a bowl of the house stew, if you please. Ah, of course you are. Here I sit, a paying customer with a purse full of coin, and I can't even get my hands on a little something warm in my belly. After all I've been through, too.
He lowers his gaze, then looks up at you expectantly. His lip trembles dramatically.
It's my mentor. My dear mentor. He was killed by those void beasts. I told him we ought not to travel in the hills, but would he listen? No. Now here I sit, my closest companion gone, our precious cargo worth more than Lucian's right ring, lost to the beast-infested wilds,
and the waiter won't even bring me any stew. Oh, then perhaps my luck has changed. Yes, perhaps this awful business might soon be behind me. Tell me, how are you in, well, Voidwoken? Ah, terrific news. Then what I asked will be little more than a trifling. My mentor, Liam, and I were hauling in a goodly number of fine wares from the Southlands when we crossed paths with a great brute of a Voidwoken. It made short work of Liam, may the gods rest his soul. I managed to escape, but my precious cargo was left behind. We'd invested our entire livelihood in those wares. I'll do anything to get them back. Very, very well, that's how. That cargo is worth more than a pretty penny, and I'll owe its retrieval to you and you alone. Now, give me your map. I'll show you just where to look. I doubt those beasts out there have any use of such a cargo. I can't tell you how thoroughly you've made my day. Good luck.
Yeah, we do have another quest which we can't do.
Woman in a starched apron wipes a glass with a clean rag. She pins you with blue, steel-sharp eyes as you approach the bar.
What can I get you, my dwarven?
And we're gonna buy one stew because we're gonna need it. There's nothing else there.
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
Her eyes soften and crinkle as she smiles.
I see your mother raised you very well indeed. Rare for an elf, but all the more impressive. You and my Niles might even get along. What brings you to Driftwood, darling? Yes, that's my boy. Did you know him? Finest physician in all of Reaper's Coast. Top of his class. My, but it's been too long since I've seen him. A fine physician indeed. That's my boy. Some say all a growing child needs is food and sunshine. I say abstinence and chastity will grow him finer than either one of those. Oh, but it's so good to meet a friend of Niles. Here, have a little something to eat. Niles' favourite, you know.
Oh.
No one in our little town can appreciate work so
I
fine.
didn't know I would get stew for free.
Are stored away upstairs, all but forgotten. It's such a terrible waste. Well, I'd love to show you, but I'm afraid I can't leave the bar unattended. This crowd isn't to be trusted, believe you me. But I suppose, well, there's no harm, is there? You seem to be a good sort. One of Lucian's own, isn't that right? Here, take this key and head on up the stairs. You'll find Niall's room there. He'd want to know his fine things weren't languishing unappreciated in his old room.
Now down here is where the dwarf had it, so we'll unlock it before we end the episode.
Hold it. Papa no, you no go.
Quicker than quick, he plants himself in front of you, one scarred hand solid against your chest.
And he sells scoundrel skills. Probably some good ones too. Obviously, Adrenaline, Chloroform are great. Copter Blade, we know what it does. Fan of Knives. Fling Dagger at every enemy around you to deal damage to all of them. Which could be good for magic armor if you use 2 magic daggers. Speaking of magic, finally another magic destroying skill. It can cast silence, so enemies can't use magic skills if they have no magic armor. Which could be great if you have a couple of mages that move before you, but unfortunately they're gonna move after any scoundrels. Up your tendons. Yeah, if an enemy tries to move, they will take piercing damage, which is handy. So something you can do is you could, if you're up against a super powerful enemy, you backstab them, up your tendons, and either use Chameleon Cloak or some skill like Cloak and Dagger, and just get away from them. And then if they move, they'll take damage. Sawtooth Knife. Says Blaine if the enemy has no physical target, so you can stack these two together, and boom, tons of damage. Sleeping Arms, if enemies don't have magic armor, it says atrophy, which is handy. Throwing Knife we know, Backlash we know. That's it.
I'm not here for show, brisk britches. You got a reason to be here. You got a death wish. Cute. Sounds something like my 15-year-old daughter would try. No go. But I'll certainly remember your face now.
And if we try and go down here,
Hey, back away.
he will fight us. We are going to fight him. If you do enough damage, he'll run away and you just get free access to the area. Now you can end up killing him as well, but I think he becomes a shopkeep if you do enough damage. He really runs away. Let's try putting Flash to sleep. Ah, so close. And we'll end our turn. And as you can see, he's a Geomancer, but he's a Geomancer Pyrokinetic, I believe. Oh, dang! We should be fine with this. We're gonna obviously summon our Incarnate. There is a summoner skill I should have bought. We're just gonna see what we can do first. Bang. Bang. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use Armed Courage. Dazzling Bolt on Flash. Then Uncanny Evasion on Fane, because he'll need it the most. And now, Flash needs to just take some damage, which he won't. Cement Metal, just in case. And Fortify on Fane. And we'll hit Flash with the Flurry. We're actually going to end up killing him. I just noticed that. So, haste. And we will summon a totem on some blood. For obvious reason. Yeah, he's gonna end up dead. Favorable Wind, Ice Fang on Flash. Then one on. That's not what I wanted. Why did it target the chickens? I want to knock him down. Well, he's dead anyways, but still. Well, we do get some free items from it. We do lose a merchant, but eh. We get fan knives, corrupted blade, Akmora, ton of good stuff. Did I actually say they don't do gold? There you go. My Fane, you can learn these. Because they'll be handy skills just to have. Oh, this is a spear. We don't need a spear. Although. That's a cool ring. Because there's one summoning and more magic armor, so it's best just to have that. This is very good for Fane. And he will definitely have that. Yeah, he gets global cooling as a skill, which is alright, you know. Nothing bad about it. But we're not going to go down here yet. There's not much we can do in there. But let's move Fane skills, there you go. Yeah, global cool. That chestplate is good for Fane because obviously you can just double moving magic armor. Let me just check how long the recording has gone. 20 minutes, that's fine. We are going to look for something very specific. I don't know if it's in here or not. It might be in here. We'll also talk to this dog because the dog is actually pretty important.
Knuckles raised, the dog barks at the sand built up beneath the building.
You're nice, and I'm a good dog. Yes, I am. There's something not right, and that's wrong. It's under the house thing there, and it's bad. I can smell it. You be careful now. What's under there smells real bad. It smells evil.
Yeah, so there's something under the house, apparently. And when they mean under the house, they mean in here there was a hatch. Which is something you have to keep an eye out for.
ransack my business.
Just check
There's a
something.
murder on the loose, and you're thinking you've been warned, Barnes. Now get out of my sight.
The Magister turns, and his eyes fall on you.
You! Have you seen anyone leaving this place? Grey cloak, grey beard, a satchel of books under one arm. You can't have missed him. Lucian's teeth. Where is that runt hiding? If you see anything suspicious, anything at all, report it immediately. Do you understand? He's a sorcerer dressed as a tinkerer. Our brother started vanishing as soon as the tramp arrived in town. He fled into this stinking shed, but we'll find him again. We'll have our justice.
The Magister's eyes flick to a nearby pile of fish, and he moves off to investigate.
Now we do have something pretty special here. Now there is a lot of barrels, but we can't loot them unfortunately. I'm gonna get an opportunity now, but there is a bit of a small quest line to do. Which is in this building right here. Which, honestly, you know what, let's give it a try. If you go in here, we can just open up barrels and all that as usual. I want to look for something specific. It's not a poisoned fish. It is actually this. You want to take one of those stews and you want to take the fish. Gives you tainted stew. Which what we can do now is, do we have the access to Driftwood Square? We do. If you go to the Black Bull Tavern, this is the stew you can give Garvin, which I'm going to hand it to him now. Because why not?
So, what's the word? Always. I haven't forgotten what I've heard about the chef's mastery of the pot and cleaver. I'm simply waiting to have it proven to me. It smells truly divine and different somehow. Perhaps a special mixture from the house?
Garvin tastes the stew, then begins spooning it into his mouth. He sighs with pleasure. His eyes go wide.
Oh no. Oh no. 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 Something isn't right. I need to go. Move. I don't feel so well. Oh, my stomach.
Yeah, and he just runs in here. This gives you an achievement.
Leave me!
But yeah, that's something pretty... I guess that's how you get an achievement. It doesn't give you any XP or that, so it's not really worth it. But that's where I'll end the episode. Next episode, we're going to try the quest line is in this building. It could be tough, but might be able to do some cool stuff with it. So I will see you guys next episode.